So here in this box, I have another custom Xbox that I bought from eBay. Now this one is an Xbox Series S. Now it looks pretty cool. The seller actually calls it the Midnight Rave box, I think because it's a black system and it has some party lights. Now the other ones I bought have had some interesting features, but this one actually looks like it was done by a professional, so we'll open it up and see if that's true. Now after taxes and shipping, I paid almost $600 for this, which is double retail of a Series S, so I'm hoping it's good. But I think the controller is customized as well, and you know, it has some cool lettering on the console. I don't know, it just looked pretty cool from the pictures, so we're gonna find out how cool it really is. This video is sponsored by Karma. Hey, what are you doing up there?
Hey, yo, Jamie, I told you to go home.
Who are you talking to? I'm down here.
Oh, what? And who are you?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Like I said, what are you doing up there?
Me? I'm just trying to sell some 360 games on eBay right now. Trying to make a few extra bucks so I can buy another Xbox One. I only have like 4 of them right now.
You do know you could just use Karma, right? You can save money for free without wasting your time selling cheap games on eBay.
And what's Karma?
Bro, you seriously don't know? You've been playing way too much Crazy Taxi. It's this free app and Chrome extension. All you gotta do is click a couple of buttons and you'll save money. It's so much easier than listing all of those old 360 games on eBay.
Alright, well, why don't you show me?
Alright, so like I said, Karma is a free app and Chrome extension with 3 main features. It automatically finds and applies the best discount codes for you at checkout. It allows you to save items and get real-time price updates, and you can also earn cash back. So here's my favorite feature. When we look at this Xbox One on Amazon, it's listed for $382 right now, which is way too much. So we'll click on the Karma icon on the screen, save this product, and select when we want to be notified. I don't want this Xbox until it's at least 25% off, so I'll select that, and now I'll be notified by Karma when it's 25% off. Now for using coupon codes at checkout, it's super simple. There's really nothing to it. You just click the I Feel Lucky button once you're at checkout, and it'll automatically apply the best discount. As you can see, we just got this jersey knocked down from $75 to $60. And last but not least, you can also click the coupons and stores tab, and you'll see which stores will earn you cash back. So what are you waiting for? Check out the free Chrome extension using the link down below. So first things first, looks like it's packaged up pretty well. Got a lot of bubble wrap here. And here we go. Alright, so we got a cable. And so here's the other cool thing. Apparently the cable lights up, at least from looking at the pictures, that's how it seemed. And we got a power adapter down here. Got some other sort of adapter here. Got a remote. We've got our controller, our HDMI cable, and a power cable. Now this HDMI cable looks like a cheap dollar one you get from eBay instead of the OEM, the one that comes with it. And then we got plenty of packaging, which is good to see. It's not super often you get a well-packaged console from eBay. And then of course the console's all wrapped up here. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's start with the controller and unwrap this thing. Alright, so we got the controller out, and it's got basically some clear buttons, clear analog stick, clear D-pad, and they actually feel fairly high quality. And what is this going on here? Oh, we did say there was a quick disconnect cable, so maybe this cable, it might be a special port here so that it can do quick disconnect. Oh, that's interesting. So it is, it's just magnetic. Now that's pretty cool. I guess that's just the charging cable. It has regular batteries in it though, so I guess that's pretty cool. And the clear buttons and D-pad and joysticks actually feel pretty high quality. You know, a lot of times these are not high quality because they're third-party aftermarket. The only thing I noticed here is that you can see the circuit boards down there, but this one is kind of moving around with the analog stick, while this one is not. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, there you go. So there's like a little circuit board down there with some LEDs, and it doesn't move around. This one does, so I feel like this one came loose. Hopefully that's still okay. And we still have a bunch of other cables that we'll take a look at, but we probably need to open up the console first so we know what to do with the cables. So let's open this bad boy up. So I have no idea what kind of paint was used in this console, but I can already smell it. I can just, you know, smell it. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh no, it had the same, I think it's had the same fate as the other custom Xbox I bought, where it got some of the bubble wrap imprinted on it. As you can see on the bottom, right there, the bubble wrap left some imprints on it. Man, the top looks fine, I think, and the front does as well. I think it's just on the bottom where it got the bubble wrap imprint, so not a big deal. Not sure why we're missing the rubber feet though. Man, I say this in almost every video, but one of my pet peeves is missing rubber feet, because then you don't have it just makes it easier for the console to slide around like so. There's nothing for it to stick to the table, but here it is. Here's the Midnight Rave box. It has a bunch of holes in it, which is kind of a cool effect, and they actually look like they're done pretty well. Let me just zoom in on it so you can see it. So as you can see, there's a ton of holes on here. They all look pretty smooth. I'm not sure how he made them. I'm assuming he probably used a drill and a drill bit and just kind of went through, made a hole, and then somehow, you know, cleared it out and made sure it was smooth. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then here on the front, you can see it says Rave Box, and the lettering is done pretty well. I mean, it's kind of jagged, but the jagged edges kind of fit with the font, so it actually doesn't look too bad. But yeah, as you can see, Rave Box, still not perfect, but a whole lot better than the other ones I've seen. Yeah, you can see USB port, sync button, and yeah. So I mean, overall, at first glance, the paint job looks really good. I'm no expert on paint on consoles. I'm not sure why I can smell it so strongly, but it's a pretty strong smell. Front looks good, everything's smooth, and then I think that's custom painted there as well. The sides look standard, just, you know, standard vents, and they're black. And then like we saw on the bottom, the rubber feet are missing, and of course there's that little bit of bubble wrap imprint. And then here on the back, it actually looks pretty interesting. You know, on a regular Series S, it'll tell you what each port is above it, I believe. And then it has a label up here that tells you the manufacturer date and that sort of thing. We've got a little hole right here where I guess your RGB LEDs come in. So it looks like you take this little box right here, you plug it into this plug. So first thing I'm noticing, it's actually kind of hard to get the plug on, because if you push it without holding it, it'll push the plug all the way back in. So you kind of got to support it down there, plug it in. And then this end plugs into something else. Actually, never mind. That's not a plug. That's the IR sensor. So basically, you're going to point your remote at this sensor right here. So to be honest, I'm not quite sure what this AC adapter is for. I don't know. We might find out later. But yeah, I mean, at first glance, it's a pretty cool looking console. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in, turn it on, and see how it looks. So we're almost set up here. I did find out that the mystery power brick actually does plug into the this little receiver right here. So it plugs in right there. So let me go ahead and plug everything in, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, guys, so we're plugged in, and at first glance, the coolest thing is this cable right here. As you can see, it lights up, and I guess it's got LED strands in the cord. And then, oh, that's pretty cool. So as you can see, it's got the magnetic, boom. That's actually really cool. And then the lights on the box are pretty subtle so far. Let me take this remote right here and see what we can do with it. So our IR sensor is at the back right now. Let's see if we can play around with it. All right, so we can go red, green, blue. We can do some flashing. We can do some fades. It's a little hard to see now since the lights are on. Let me go ahead and just turn my lights off and give you guys a light show. Xbox on now, and it took me a few minutes, but I finally figured out how to change colors on the Xbox remote. You press start and select at the same time, and it'll cycle through. As you can see, for a while I was just sitting on the main one where it was flashing like this, and it was hurting my eyes, especially in the dark. And if you hold start for 5 seconds, it turns off, and then the same thing to turn it on. And I'll be honest, I think the coolest thing about this console is this the controller and the cord right here. While the console is really cool and the holes on the top of the console are cool, you can't really see any lights out of any of these holes. You can only see them around the edges because I think the LED strip is only ran around the edge of the console. So these holes right here are, I don't want to call them useless, but you can't really see any light out of them as you saw in the video. But let's go ahead and sign into this thing, and we'll make sure the Xbox works. So the interesting thing is that there's already a bunch of games on here. I don't know, that's pretty interesting because there's nobody signed in yet. There's no profiles on here, but yeah, we still have games on here. That's interesting. So I guess let's try to play one of these games that are on here. We'll try Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what I thought. Okay, so I guess these games are all downloaded, but I probably cannot play them unless I sign in as the person that originally bought them and downloaded them. So let me go ahead and I guess I'll connect to my network, and then I'll sign in myself and see if it lets me still play them. So I had to do an update, but I'm back, and I booted up a game. Seems to work fine. Now the thing I did notice though is once I signed in, I went and tried to play one of the games that was downloaded, such as Five Nights at Freddy's. And as I expected, it said the person who bought this needs to sign in. So basically it's downloaded, but I can't play it. I can play some of these other games since I have Game Pass, but you know, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, Maneater, GTA 5, since those aren't Game Pass and I don't own them, I can't play them. So I might as well delete them. But yeah, other than that, this console seems to work fine. Now, just some notes on what I think is cool about this console and what I think is not as cool. So first of all, the controller is really cool. I believe this is a kit from Extreme Rate, if I had to guess. Looks pretty cool and it works pretty well. This cable right here is awesome, and I think the integration with the magnetic clip is pretty sweet as well. And it's kind of cool, you know, whenever you plug in, you get a vibration on the controller. So I think that's just a cool feature. Now the Xbox itself, the design is really cool. I like the holes in it. I think the paint job came out really nicely. It looks nice and matte. The Rave box thing on the front came out pretty nicely. It's a little bit jagged, but I kind of think that fits in with the font a little bit. I think the main thing I'm a little bit disappointed about is that the holes in the middle don't give you any light at all, pretty much. It's just around the outside. I think if there's a way to string LED lights to get some more light in the middle right here, that would make it even cooler. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't know much about console paint, but this console is still giving off pretty strong smells from the paint. My dog even came up and started like sniffing in the air, like, what is that smell? So that's a little bit annoying, and the rubber feet are gone on the bottom, not a huge deal, but a little annoying. So let's go ahead and last but not least, we're gonna open this Xbox up and just take a look inside. All right, so let's open this bad boy up, and if I remember correctly, all you gotta do is take off a couple screws in the back, slide the bottom off, and then take out a few more screws. Got my handy dandy iFixit toolkit here, which is actually super useful. I've used it a ton recently. It has pretty much every bit you need to open up game consoles. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so our first look at this console opened up. As you would expect, there's some paint overspray here. Actually, there's a whole lot there. And I'll say it again, I'm no paint expert, so I don't know if this is the correct technique or whatever. You can let me know down in the comments if you have any comments on that. And I believe now we take out the green screws and then we can get to the bottom. Now the interesting part about this is that this entire console has overspray all over it. I'm not sure if it should be like that or not, but oh well, I guess. All right, so I think we got all the screws out that we need to, and now this entire thing should come out, or basically the entire top cover comes off. All right, so I got it apart, and the first thing I noticed is that we're kind of strung together between the main part of the console and the lights, RGB lights. So actually, I guess we can push this little clip out of here and we can get it all the way apart. Actually, I don't know. I don't really want to push that all the way through and then have trouble getting it back through. So I'm going to leave it like that, and we're going to look at the two pieces separately. So you've got your top cover here, which has a ton of spray on it. And I wonder if he had a different idea to start with, because there's a black Sharpie all the way around this section, like he's going to cut that portion off or put that portion down, put some plexiglass in. I guess he decided against that and just did the holes, which again, I think the holes are pretty cool. But the problem is the LED lights are only around the outside, so you can only see the LEDs kind of through these holes right here, and then kind of around the side some, because you have LED lights there, and then you also have LED lights around that side. I don't think there's a few down. There's a few down on this side once you put it all together, and then there's nothing on the back. So basically, once you put it all back together, you just see this portion right here through the holes, like so. So I wonder if there'd be a way to get some more light up there. My first thought is to route the RGB lights kind of at the top of the case, or maybe some more RGB lights up there, so that the lights kind of come on top of the console and maybe bleed out of these holes a little bit more. I'm not sure if that'd be possible or not, or how that would work, but that's just my first thought. But otherwise, the console looks good here. I don't see like any spray paint inside of the console, which is good to see. Of course, we do still have on the back. We saw that earlier. But other than that, it looks pretty standard. So something I really want to try to do soon is build my own custom console. Now I know the first one I build will look like crap, and that's 100% expected, but I just kind of want to check my shot at it, whether I make like a funny looking console or a cool console, I don't know. But I feel like a Series S is actually a good place to start because it's $300, so it's not a ton of money for one, and it seems to have a pretty simple design. It's pretty easy to take apart. So let me know down below if you have any ideas. And yeah, we might check it out soon. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. I got a ton more custom consoles coming in. And if you guys have any custom consoles you want to sell or just loan to me to make a video on, let me know. I will pay for it. And I'm pretty excited to see some more custom consoles in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.